Hey guys, this is Joe with take 2 of the lesson on statistics, basic statistics that is. I know that you all know what mean, median, and mode refers to. Only today I'm going to take those lessons that you learned in previous years and I'm going to expand on them a little bit. I'm going to add a couple of new things in the topic, such as trimmed mean, weighted mean, and we're also going to be talking about percentile and shuffling the variables around and that sort of thing. But let me start off by trying to scare you with a formula for mean, and then I'll interpret it. Okay? So here we go. Here's the formula for the mean. It looks like this. That's x with a stroke over top of it. That we say is x bar. Equals, nothing fancy there. Then look at this. Uh-oh. So there's a big Greek E called sigma. And there's our x again. And I'm going to draw a line, like a division line, and I'm going to put that all over n. So there we have a formula. And we read that as x bar is equal to the sum of all the x's, or the sum of all the scores, divided by the number of scores. So let me interpret that for you in writing here, okay? So we'll go like this. X bar is the mean. And we know that as the average, okay? In everyday life, we don't say, oh, what is your mean bowling score? We say, what's your average? Okay, so I'm going to just put this in brackets, but be aware that I'm mostly going to use the word mean. Now this next letter that comes up is this Greek letter, and if you look at your calculators, you'll even notice that your calculators have this symbol if you have a scientific calculator or maybe a statistical calculator. But in my class we need scientific calculators. Okay, this means the sum of. And we all know that the fancy word for total is sum. Okay, S-U-M. Now, this other one, the one that I have up here, this x doesn't have a bar, and this just represents an individual score. And I think I might even put in individual score / scores, okay? And then finally, n refers to the number of scores. So there we have it. We just learned some Greek. And we learned some mathematics in a notation that we never really maybe saw before. Okay, so this is the formula for the mean. X bar is equal to this fancy Greek letter sigma. Means the total of all the scores divided by the number of scores. So you know that from before. This is just new notation. Okay, so we're going to use that formula. Now, if you don't really like using that formula, that's fine. You don't have to use it. However, you do have to be able to recognize it, and maybe on a test or something there might be a question that uses that notation, so you got to be familiar with it. So let's just give you a real simple example here, and this part won't be new. I want to know what example 1. What is the mean of these numbers? Here are the numbers. 7, 12, 7, 12, 13, what other ones do I have? 15 and 19. Excuse me. So we have these numbers here. We want to know what the mean of those numbers is. Well, all you have to do is add them all up. And let me use the notation, okay? So I'm going to give you the formula again. And we'll go like that over n, which is equal to 7 plus 12 plus 13 plus 15 plus 19. And that is 66. Divided by how many scores are there? Well, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that gives us a result. If you go 66 divided by 5, you'll get 13.2. Okay, so really that's all there is to that. You just add them all up. You don't have to put them in order. It's just that in this case I had them in order already. And it was easy to do. Just add them up in your calculator or whatever, divide by 5, and that's good. Okay, so let's move on then to something called the median. Now the median, what it does is it takes a set of numbers and it splits them into 2 halves. That's 3 fingers showing. I should have only 2 fingers showing. It splits them into 2 halves. And very often as a teacher, what I do, or what I have done in the past, is when I mark a test, I look at the median, and the median is really the middle mark. And when I was fortunate enough to have a TA, I would tell the TA or ask the TA, you take that half of the class, work with them for a while, and I'll take this half of the class and work with them for a while. And then that way each level of the class, they kind of got the attention that they needed and so on. So that's where I would use the median in my profession. So the median is the middle number. The middle number in an, now this is important, ordered list. Now, you know that there are probably going to have to be 2 examples for this one, because some lists have an even number of numbers and some lists have an odd number of scores. So with an odd number of scores, it's really easy. You just go and count to the middle number. That's it. But with an even number of scores, you have to take, you'll see that there are 2 middle numbers, and you have to take the average of those 2. Okay? In the mean and the median, both those two, the actual value that you're looking for may or may not even be part of your list. Okay, this is a little sidetrack. Remember our last example? I wanted to know what the mean was of the numbers. Well, the mean was 13.2. It's not even a number on the list. And the same thing could happen with the median. Okay, so if there are, I'll just add that to complete this page. If there are an even number of scores, here's my symbol for number, by the way. I kind of get lazy, and let's just shoot this down a little bit. If there are an even number of scores, comma, Glenn, that comma is for you, by the way. Take the average of the two middle scores. Okay, so maybe I'll underline that. So that's what you do with the median. If you drive a car and you hear the traffic report on the radio and they say, well, the median lane, the median is that cement strip down the middle of the road that splits the directions of traffic. Just same with the median in math. It's the middle. Okay, so let me just give you a very simple example. The first example for the median. Now, I'm going to give you the numbers here. 9, 4, 7, 8, and 12. I'm just picking easy ones, as you can see. So I'll go back up here. 9, 4, 8, 7, and 12. Well, you can't just take the 8 because it's the middle number sitting there right now. It's got to be in an ordered list. Now, once in a while, you'll get lucky and fluke it off, which I think is what's going to happen here. But that doesn't matter. Okay? I want you to show me that you've reordered these numbers. As I look at this set of numbers, I realize, Joe, that is not the greatest example you could have come up with. But, oh well, it's written down already. So we rearrange, okay? So we rearrange. And we get 4. Now as I'm rearranging, I'm just going to cross them out like that. 7, 8. By now you've seen that my example is less than perfect. 9 and 12. Okay, so now we see it's very evident that yes, indeed, the median was 8. And I won't make that mistake again, tell you that. Okay? There's the median. And you'll mostly find that most math teachers represent the median with a capital M. Okay? So what about, there were an odd number of scores in that set, right? I'll call this example example 1. Now we'll come up with example 2. And we are going to go 18, 14, 21. Find the median Yeah, I can't. Median really should be spelled with a lowercase m, but because the short form is a capital M, I sometimes get confused. No big deal. Find the median of these numbers. 18, 14, 21. And let's see, 16, 33, and 34. Okay, so I'm going to rearrange. And looks like my lowest number is 14, followed by 16, then 18, 21, and the last two numbers are in order already. So if I want to go to the middle of this list, it can't be 18. The median is not 18. And the reason for that is because there are only two numbers less than 18, but there are three numbers more than 18. So that is not the true median. And the same goes true for the 21. 21 is not the mean either. And so what we do in this case here, because there's an even number, we just take these two guys here, and we take the average of those two guys. And the average of those two guys, well, maybe you can see it right off the bat, but I did want to give you a little formula. Halfway between 18 and 21 is 19 and a half, or 19.5. But I want to just show you the formula that allows you to get that answer. So the median in this case is equal to the two middle numbers, so 18 plus 21, all divided by 2, which is really the average of these two numbers, right? Which is 39 over 2, which gives us 19.5. Okay, so that is the median in this number. So in this set of numbers. So you can see that in this particular set, the median is not even a member of that list. But it is a number that represents the middle of the set. So 19.5, 3 are less than that, and 3 are more than that. Okay, real estate agents use that a lot. They like to use the median because the median represents something to them that they really want to know. They want to know the top half of the house prices and the bottom half of the house prices. That's important to them. Okay, so this page here was not brand new, as the next page also will not be brand new. It'll just be a simple reminder of what you learned before. So the last two are going to be the mode and the mode is the mark or the score that occurs the most. So the score that occurs the most. Okay, so let's just check this out here. We're going to say determine the mode. From this set of numbers. Okay, so we've got the mode there. Determine the mode from this set of numbers. Okay, I didn't prepare this beforehand, so I'll just slap down a bunch of numbers, okay? 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 7, and let me see, one more, 8. We'll stick an 8 on the end there. So how many scores do we have altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. That's going to be awkward if we're going to try and take an average or a mean of that, but we're not doing that right here. So what is it we're looking for? Determine the mode from this set of numbers. Well, you look at the number that occurs the most. Which number occurs the most? It's pretty evident, isn't it? It's 7. Now, in this case, I put all the numbers in an order, in ordered fashion, and it's really evident. There are 3 7s. And because there are 3 7s, that is the most popular score or number. What did I say? Yeah, the score that occurs the most. So the mode is 7. Now some places use the mode more than other places. For example, my friend Steve used to be a manager of a shoe store. And of all the shoes that he would sell, it wouldn't make sense for him to say, well, I've got an average size of 8.21. There's no such thing. So what would he use of the 3 measures that we've talked about already? Mean, median, or mode. What would he use in doing his business? And I think he would probably use the mode. And the mode shoe size, okay, you might disagree with me on this one, but I'm saying for men or women, could be maybe 8. Okay, so that's open to discussion, I suppose, but you understand that you're not gonna, you're probably gonna buy more size 8s or maybe 7s or 9s than size 14s. So in a case like that, the mode is going to be most helpful. All right, can we do one more definition here, and that is going to be the range, just very simply, and I'll use the same set of numbers up there. The range, basically, it's the highest number subtract the lowest number. So that's, here we have a little formula. Highest, number, subtract lowest. Lowest. I'm whoopsing a lot today. Lowest number. So the range of this set of numbers up here, so let's go. It's 8, subtract 2, equals 6. The range is 6. Whoops. There we go. We gotta do 3 oopses in a row. So, okay, there's my 6. That is the range. You might say, well, Joe, what if, let's go back to this mode question for a second. What if there was another 3? That would make 3 3s and 3 7s. Then what? Then what is the mode? If that were the case, then it would be bimodal. 2 modes. And if it's possible to say, well, there's 3 modes, that would be trimodal, of course, right? So there we have it. That's just a little review with a little bit of new symbolism tossed in for the mean. So mean, median, mode, range. Okay, that's it, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.